In 2025, the winners won't be the marketers, the developers, or the designers. They'll be AI generalists who can do it all. I know because I've done it over the past 2 years. I've made almost $4 million by mastering a specific set of AI skills that have turned me into a one-person army. And in this video, I'll show you why AI generalists will dominate every industry in the coming years. The 8 AI skills that anyone can learn to become one, and exactly how to master these skills yourself, even if you're starting from zero. This video isn't just another Learn AI guide. It's your blueprint to becoming unstoppable in 2025 and beyond. Before we get into things, if you are new to the channel and don't know who I am, my name is Le Motley, and I've been an entrepreneur for the past 6 years, the past 2 of which have been fully focused on building AI businesses. And for me, going all in on AI has completely changed my life. So on this channel, I help others understand the AI opportunity and make more money from it by sharing my learnings from building my company, Morningside, into a billion-dollar AI business. If you want to learn more about me and my story, you can check out my story video, which I'll put in the description below. But without further ado, let's get into the 8 AI skills you need to crush in 2025 and beyond to understand how to be one of the few winners in 2025 regardless of your career path. You need to understand the dynamics of the period that we're entering into and over the coming decade. The job market and society itself will be completely transformed by AI and automation. According to McKinsey's 2023 research, AI could automate up to 50% of the current work activities by 2030. And similarly, Bain's research shows that up to 80% of workers will face wage stagnation or displacement by 2030 due to AI and automation. So in this era of radical transformation, how can you develop a winning strategy for your career to navigate through these uncharted waters? Believe it or not, evolutionary biology actually holds a lot of the answers we're looking for. Here, as Darwin said, it's not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent. It's the one that's the most adaptable to change. And so during periods of massive environmental change like this rocky period that humanity is entering over the next decade, and beyond, the most adaptable organisms survive best. And nature gives us 2 distinct strategies. For adapting as an organism, we have specialists and we have generalists. Now give me a sec, I will bring this back around, but stick with me. Okay, so consider the giant panda. It's evolved over millions of years to eat only bamboo with a thumb that's specifically designed to strip the bamboo leaves off the bamboo. And now, in stable times, this specialization is actually incredibly successful. There's a lot of bamboo. They can tap into this food source, right? But if something happens to the bamboo forests, these pandas basically face extinction because they can't adapt to their food sources. They are overly dependent on the specialization. Now, if you look at something like the raccoon, it can eat almost anything, live almost anywhere, and adapt to new environments rapidly. And when their habitat and environment changes, say there's billions of upright apes walking around and driving SUVs and living in houses, raccoons don't just survive, they've actually thrived with this changing environment. The most dramatic example of this specialist first generalist pattern playing out is over 66 million years ago, when a big asteroid hit Earth and wiped out all the dinosaurs. It wasn't the T-Rex that survived. It wasn't these specialized marine reptiles or flying pterosaurs. These incredibly specialized and beautiful creatures that were perfectly adapted to their niches, they were wiped out almost overnight. And who survived it was the small and adaptable mammals, our ancient ancestors. And they weren't the strongest or the most specialized. They were generalists who could eat anything, live anywhere, and quickly adapt to changing conditions in their environment. We're witnessing a similar extinction-level event in the job market right now, and just like the dinosaurs, there's a gigantic meteor coming right for us in today's world. Thankfully, we are not competing for physical survival. We're competing for economic and professional survival. Just as environmental changes once determined which bees thrived, technological changes are now determining which careers and skills will prosper in this competition for economic survival. The specialists are the corporate lawyers who spent years mastering contract law, or the radiologists who dedicated a decade to reading medical images, or these software developers who invested years in learning a specific programming language. And for the past 80 years, specialization like this has been the safest career. Strategy. You get to go deep in one area and become irreplaceable and enjoy, stay stable and prosperous career, right? But that equation is being flipped on its head over the coming decades as AI systems are now matching or exceeding these specialist performance in countless different fields. They are diagnosing diseases as accurately as doctors. They're reviewing legal documents faster than lawyers and being able to write code better and faster than many developers. And this is just the beginning. These AI capabilities are literally doubling every 6 months. So it's pretty safe to say that no career is safe over the next 10 years. So we know what a specialist is, but what does an adaptable generalist look like in today's world? These modern-day generalists are individuals who harness AI to acquire the capabilities of multiple different specialists simultaneously. While these AI generalists may not match the absolute peak performance of true specialists. Right now, they can very quickly achieve up to, say, 80% of the capabilities of specialists across multiple different domains in specialization. So instead of spending a decade mastering just one skill, these AI generalists can become proficient in new specializations in literally weeks. So they're using image generation to create professional artwork. They're using AI app builders to create software and using language models to write in any style or format they want. They're basically acquiring these new powers through AI and allowing them to do more with less effort across many different fields. And we'll get to what these powers are exactly in a minute, but just a little bit longer. You need to stick with me. The potential of these AI generalists is so profound that Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, recently shared that among his tech CEO friends, they're all taking bets on when we'll see the first one-person billion-dollar company. And that's something that would have been unimaginable without AI, according to them. This is because these AI generalists are like modern-day Leonardo da Vinci, and we're essentially in a digital renaissance right now. And just as Da Vinci was able to combine both art and engineering and anatomy and mathematics to see connections that others of his time in the Renaissance missed. Today's generalists use AI to bring multiple different disciplines together and create value and entirely new ways that weren't possible before. The tools at our disposal these days would seem like complete magic to Leonardo da Vinci and what took him basically years to master. We can now learn in weeks, and what used to require teams of specialists, you can now do alone with AI. And what once would have cost millions in equipment and stuff, people can now achieve from their laptop on their own. And so the path through thriving in 2025 and beyond isn't through deeper specialization. It's through becoming an AI generalist who has the power of entire departments of business in their fingertips. And this requires mastering 4 fundamental powers in the AI age that are each unlocked by a specific set of skills that anyone can learn, which we're going to jump into in a second. It may seem daunting to have to pick up all these skills, but learning them is what it's actually going to take to be able to thrive in the AI age. But don't just take it from me, take it from Peter Thiel. And the advice that he gave to Mark Zuckerberg and Peter Thiel is an absolute legend in the tech space, multi-billionaire, etc. So take a listen to this. I think Peter was the person who told me this really pithy quote that in a world that's changing so quickly, the biggest risk you can take is not taking any risk. So if you're ready to lean into taking some risk and picking up new powers in the AI age, let me show you exactly what these powers are and how you can master them. The key to becoming an unstoppable AI generalist lies in the mastering of 8 different AI skills, which can be grouped into the 4 fundamental powers of the AI age that generalists can acquire. Firstly, we have the power to build, which is creating software and tools. Then we have the power to automate, which is creating AI agents and automating workflows. Then we have the power to create generating professional-grade content, and finally, the power to connect building influence and audience. In this section, I'll show you exactly what each of these powers are, why they're so powerful, and the specific AI skills and tools needed to acquire each, starting with the most fundamental. The power to build software runs the world. Every app, website, digital tool that you used started with someone first building it. And so for most of us, this world of building has been locked away behind coding skills that we don't have. So think about the last time you had an idea for some simple tool or website. Maybe you had like a calculator for some specific needs. You wanted a custom booking system or a unique way to organize information just for yourself. So the old way would be to hire a developer and pay them thousands of dollars, and then wait weeks of constant back and forth and communication before you finally get what you actually want. Now, using AI tools like Bolt and RepetAgent, you can build working software just by describing what you want in plain English. Just the other day, I saw someone in my free community who built his own AI voice agent Roy calculator thing that he intends to use for lead generation for his AI automation agency, and he said that in just 5 minutes, he made this pretty clean-looking website that allowed him to generate more leads for his business. And this is just, of course, a basic example, but this guy would have normally had to go on Upwork and hire a dev and spend weeks getting this thing made. Now, of course, these AI-built tools and softwares aren't as polished as professional software, but they do work. And you can create some simple websites or calculators or trackers or just tools for yourself in general, or for your small business, in just minutes instead of months, and with thousands of dollars spent. And these kind of tools that allow you to build the software are only getting better and better and better. So soon people will be able to create entire businesses around AI-generated software. And so now is the perfect time to start learning how to use these kind of AI-assisted development tools, and therefore the only skill required to gain the power to build is AI-assisted app development, with builders like Bolt and RepetAgent. In the final section of this video, I'll explain how you can learn this skill and all of the others rapidly with a couple of resources that I've put together for music. You building your own custom tools is really just the start of software. The real power comes from automating repetitive work. Think about all the repetitive work that you do every day. You've got answering similar emails, scheduling meetings, creating social posts, managing tasks, and updating spreadsheets. The old way was to either just do all of the stuff yourself, or to pay someone and hire a virtual assistant to do it for you, which can be both expensive and time-consuming. The world-famous investor philosopher Enver Ravikant explains that success in the modern world comes down to leverage ways to multiply your effort without multiplying the time we put in. Traditionally, there are 3 forms of leverage. You have labor, which is hiring people. You have capital, which is using money. And you have products with marginal cost of replication, which he puts down to being as code or as content. This means that with a piece of code or software, once you create it, once replicating that out to thousands or millions of users basically costs nothing to reach another user, right? And the same thing goes for content, because once I've created this video, it doesn't cost me anything extra in terms of effort for it to be shown to one or more or thousands more people. The creation of AI agents are a completely new form of leverage, which essentially combines code leverage and labor leverage into something that's entirely new. You're essentially creating digital workers that you can spawn instantly for a fraction of the cost of a human, and they can work for you 24/7 with no complaints. And creating your own AI agents is getting easier and easier every day. I've actually got an entire 1-hour-long special on AI agents being released very shortly after this video is posted. So if you aren't already subscribed, I highly recommend you sub for that, because I put so much work into it. And it's going to cover all of the AI agent information you need to know to succeed in the coming decade. But building and managing AI agents are just one part of the power to automate. The other half is AI-based workflow automation. So that's creating systems that connect your tools and handle routine tasks for you automatically and in the background. When you combine both of these, you can build entire automated systems that will basically do your job or run your business while you sleep. 2025, and the future that lies ahead belongs to the people who can create and deploy these AI workers. because it's like having a superpower where you can multiply yourself through technology. In order to gain this power of automation, you need to master the following skills. Firstly, no-code AI agent development. So that's using things like OpenAI GPTs and Relevance AI to be able to create these digital workers. Secondly, it's no-code AI workflow automation. So connecting tools and building workflows using Zapier or Make.com. Third skill, of course, is prompt engineering. Being able to craft powerful prompts, and the best way to do that is using tools like Prompt Mythos, which is my personal favorite, and we have API integrations, which is understanding. Basically, how all of these automations can connect together, which is made a lot easier when you've mastered tools like Postman. All of these skills combined to let you build sophisticated automated systems that basically work for you 24/7. And I've got some incredible free resources for you to learn all of these very rapidly to share with you at the end of the video. Think about all of the content that a modern business or a creator needs. You need designs, you need videos, you need music, you need writing. Even simple projects need basically professional-grade content to stand out these days. The old way was either to learn these complex creative tools yourself or to hire expensive freelancers or agencies to make this stuff for you, like a single video ad or a new ad campaign could cost thousands of dollars to get done with a creative agency or something. Now, AI creative tools allow you to generate professional content in minutes. As Kevin Kelly said, the printing press democratized knowledge, the camera democratized images, and AI is democratizing creativity itself. Whether you are an employee or a business owner, knowing how to use these creative AI tools and the skills to use them appropriately and effectively, they make you so much more valuable. Because if you need a logo, you can use Mid-Journey to create one for you in a few seconds. If you want a professional-looking video, you have Runway AI that can generate it in seconds. If you want your own music tracks, there's apps like Suo which create original songs in any style you want. And if you're struggling with video editing, you can use the script and its AI features to handle all sorts of stuff automatically with these kinds of tools available. You're only limited by your prompting ability and your creativity in order to create new works of art. I trained my own AI image generation model on a platform called Replicate in order to create pictures of me in any pose for my thumbnails. I used to have to mess around with taking new photos pretty often. And now my graphic design team can just generate hundreds of new images of me in any post they want for whatever video we're doing. So it's so much better for both me and for them. These kinds of AI tools aren't just faster. They're giving us creative capabilities that would have seemed impossible to us just a year ago. And like everything else in the AI space, they're improving every single month. So to gain the power of creation as an AI generalist, you need to call 4 skills. Firstly, AI content generation. So that's using things like Mid-Journey and Dolly and Replicate for your images. Runway AI for generating videos and creating custom music with apps like Sooner. And the second skill is AI editing and enhancement. So that's polishing content with tools like Descript and Opus. Because the stuff that comes out of these AI content generators that we just covered, typically not really out of the box. You need to have some help to buff them up into shape in order to be able to get the most value out of it. So AI-assisted video and photo editing softwares is also a really important place to brush up on your skills. So regardless of your career path, having the powers of a creative agency at your fingertips makes you insanely valuable success in 2025. And beyond will go to those who can connect with others, those who can successfully build an audience. And this ability to stand out from the crowd isn't just optional anymore. It's actually a basic need for survival in the modern world. Building a following used to be reserved for just like natural writers or char addict personalities, but AI has changed everything on this front right now. Basically, anyone can build a personal brand through text-based content like Twitter and LinkedIn, or through video here on YouTube. But at the end of the day, building a following always comes back to having interesting ideas and communicating them clearly, and doing This requires a skill of writing, as David McCullough says. Writing is thinking. To write well is to think clearly. That's why it's so hard, but thankfully today's AI tools make writing easier than ever. For people, they don't need to replace your thinking, they just kind of amplify it. They help you explore your ideas faster, structure your arguments better, and express your thoughts more clearly. And I mean, I've experienced this firsthand the moment I started building my personal brand here on YouTube 2 years ago. My success took off. I've got 270,000 subscribers. I've made millions of dollars in all in less than 2 years because I was able to write my ideas down clearly here on this and then communicate them by a video here on YouTube like this. So I use AI heavily when I'm doing this writing process to kind of throw ideas at it and combine these different together and basically do a lot of the heavy lifting for me. So while it is still me writing it, I'm definitely being helped in and doing a lot of the heavy lifting thanks to AI. So long story short, without a personal brand, you will fade into the background in 2025 and beyond. While others rise and capture all of the opportunities, it's really that simple. So to gain this power of connection, you only need one core skill, and that's AI-enhanced writing. Using tools like Claude by Anthropic to write better and write faster, and to help you reach more people with the same amount of work. You can also use your AI automation skills, from the power to automate to create content repurposing systems, using AI to amplify the impact of your writing by allowing you to reach more people with the same set of ideas, basically. And just with that simple example, you start to see how these 4 powers of building and automating and creating and connecting, they all kind of work together. Each one amplifies the others, and if you can master them all, then you'll become unstoppable in 2025 and beyond. Now, normally learning all these skills individually would take months or years. That's why I've put together a comprehensive resource guide specifically for becoming an AI generalist. So I've personally spent thousands of hours testing all these different tools and strategies and trying to make money and build businesses, and I've distilled everything I've learned over the past 2 years into a clear roadmap for mastering each of these 4 powers and the 8 skills that come with them. You can access this roadmap completely free on my school community, which will be the first link in the description. Then you can head to the YouTube resources section and find this video, and in that post will be a link to the roadmap, which covers the exact tools I use for each power that I've covered in this video, the best free step-by-step guides and YouTube videos and resources in order to master these skills quickly, and I've also included real examples of how I've used these skills to make millions of dollars online now as you go through 2025. Remember what we learned from Darwin. It's not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent. It's the one that's most adaptable to change. I've just given you the blueprint to maximizing your adaptability in 2025 and beyond as an AI generalist, and explain the theory behind why it will dominate the entire next decade. AI is creating a new class of people that are better adapted to this digital age. And the question for you now is, will you be one of them? So that is all for the video, guys. If you want to hit down, leave a like on the video if you got something out of it, and also if you want to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on how to use the AI opportunity to get the most out of life over the coming next few years and decades. That's what this channel is all about, and sharing my learnings on my journey as well. So, if you haven't already, go down there, do all that fun stuff. I'm going to put a video up here breaking down some of the most important lessons for learning and building AI agents. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and I will see you inside the free school community.